kind of like friends, like practice partners, buddies. They enjoy playing against each other. They both have kind of a similar styles and sense of like the philosophy behind it. Both teams like to get stuck into action. Neither team likes to sit back and wait for things. They like to be proactive on the map. So this should be a very fun game of Counter-Strike, especially with the way, I mean, Legacy in particular, I love watching them play. They never slow down. They never shy away from a fight. So yeah, tough for both teams and teams that obviously know each other intimately. Not just 2 series play, but as you just mentioned, boot camp in Serbia, practicing against each other, boot camp partners. So let's get it on. Friends entering the server on Dust2 facing off. Friendship goes out the window because qualification to stage 2 on the line. Winning team moves on and losing team has to play again tomorrow for their final chance.
It's going to be quite quick for Legacy over towards the tunnels. Look how many players here on the B bomb side, Jason. Bait are ready for a B play.
Yeah, that's where this gets interesting, right? All the time playing against each other. They're going to be playing against ghosts, playing against ideas and moves that have happened in practice, happened in previous matches.
Taking their time, though. Here come Legacy. Side of that smoke. It's lurked on out, and Kensisor elevated in his position, flashes up. Hetrick going to capitalize on the chance. His first kill's locked in. He's got a second, no problem on the Joe Berettas until finally removed by Lato. But that third player now detected, an Essential removed from the back platform. So Legacy, it doesn't matter there's 3 players defending against them. They cut right through them, and it's not going to be a 1v3 clutch here for Alex.
They are so good at trading in those chaotic situations around the smoke as well. Players being a distraction, he's got to just take a massive risk. Here's one out to the left, but how do you go? Oh, what a shot!
Well, there's one. He's got to send 2 more, 6 feet under. The first 6 picked up, goes into the fight, and Lato to drop him at the doorway. Pistol won by Legacy.
Yeah, admirable effort in the 1 versus 3. A near impossible retake for Alex. But man, I mean, that is a gut check right out of the gate. 4 players essentially at that B bomb site. 3 definitely there stacked. The 4th player rotated very, very quickly, and you still can't contain it. Essentially, you know, you lose 4 players and only get 2 kills from it as they're coming out of a narrow choke point. Not how you want this to go down at all, and just mismanaged entirely from Bait. Huge pistol round victory for Legacy in a tough scenario.
Yeah, Dumal getting loud early on. We've got Alex getting into the lower tunnels. Look at this short aggression coming through here from Bait. MP9, 5-7, pushing up towards Lux early on. Dumal going to jump around that corner. They detect the second player, but MPL actually gets away with 2 on the 5-7.
Yeah, good start. They know one's over and lower. Great nade. Oh, brought down to 7 health. Alex has got to back off, and he will get away as Sadzin doesn't press the issue too quickly, but he is being hunted.
Alex 666 awaits the top of the stairs. As Sadzin creeps below him, he clears him out no problem. Essential caught as well. And good work from Sadzin to make sure that this is going to be a Legacy 2nd round in a row. Hetrick definitely trying to be a threat up and short. He retreats all the way back to the bomb site.
Nice job from Lato as well, not trying to be too involved in the action, letting his teammates, trusting them to take care of the tunnels, while he just looks for that flank coming out long, coming off catwalk, ready to cover their back so that they can't get wrapped upon. 2nd round for Legacy. Got a little sketchy at the start, but nice to see them not dropping the ball. Now, Dust2 as a map in this series, they've picked this in the 2 series previously, and both of them have been extremely heavy wins. So this shouldn't surprise anyone if Legacy bodies Bait on this map. Don't let it kind of deter your feelings that this is going to be a close series. Back at PGL, they won 13-3 on Dust2, and back at ESL Pro League, they won 13-4. So, I mean, we might be in store for a blowout, or has Bait finally put things together on this map to understand what they need to do?
And Legacy have continued to keep Dust2 as a staple of their map pool. I think that's one of the most impressive things about Legacy is the fact that their map pool feels really deep. And I think you've seen that in the best of 5s that they've played. They've gone the distance in all 5 and being competitive right down to the final map of those grand finals.
Yeah, such a critical part of being a professional and being a very competitive top-tier Counter-Strike team is going to be your map pool. And obviously, I mean, it's one of the last things and one of the toughest things to really establish as a team kind of on the rise, right? But they have started to make it feel like Dust2 is a very comfortable home map for them, very solid map in their pool, and they can go deep into it. And I mean, it shows here by changing up the nature of the veto, vetoing train so that it can't be picked against them. They're willing to take those risks.
This is a good peek out here from Nissim. Alex
yeah,
666 caught.
I don't know if it was the flashbang, but I mean, you could see it's like one player swung. Now you're just swinging one by one. Like, that's not how this is supposed to go. You're supposed to all be swinging this together, but instead it's just very, very easy, one by one, and only a single player to find.
Oh, conveyor belt of death as Kensizor finally getting one back here for the CT side. Attempts to combine the nade damage with the deagle shot, couldn't get another. So 4 plays stay up for Legacy, starting to build that money nicely on the first half. And We've now got Bait getting into a purchase. If you're Bait, though, you really want to come out and start being competitive out the gate because you felt the sting of getting dominated on Dust2 from Legacy.
Yeah, you have. Well, yeah, it's interesting, right? Like I think there's like a mentality kind of that you have to come into this with if you're Bait, which is one, supremely confident that you've practiced and you've looked at enough and you've lost enough to be able to counter them. Good shot from Head Trick. Long challenge goes the way of Bait. The other side is if you start getting buried in a hole, like, on some level, you have the kind of mentality of like, yep, this is kind of what usually happens. So like, don't take this one too harshly. We know we've lost this map, and we've lost this map in the last 2 series, and we've still been able to come back and win them. So no real pressure. Five on 4, and the defenses are passive at the bomb sites. A lot of room for Legacy to work with. We saw it in their matchup earlier against the Huns, against Rare Atom. Legacy love to challenge out these double doors. They'll change the timings on you. They're going to bully in this position. They want to apply a lot of pressure and make this a sore spot throughout the entirety of the half.
Smoke for that. CT cross. Got Nissim and Lux making their way out. Going to be creeping up towards the top of the B round. We've got Kenzizor waiting at the window here. 35 seconds. PL starting to send shots through that CT smoke. But Essential will make first contact. Flash is so effective, doesn't matter. Protected by the car. It's Essential with a great double. And to put Sads in an impossible situation. It's going to be the first round here for Bait, and they win it with all 5 up.
Yeah, very clean victory, which is a bummer if you're Legacy. It's great if you're Bait. Money gets to be established. For Legacy, you don't get to punish any of this, don't get to force any rebuys, so they get a lot of cash behind them as well. Very nice hold, and also, I mean, it shows you too. You could see, I mean, Bait never really truly got nervous during that play. Smoke up and CT spawn. They don't panic. They don't over-rotate. They don't try and get too frisky with it. Sadson finds nothing with the op boosted over the top. A great spam from NPL when the second smoke comes in to help those B defenders. Showing a lot of poise in the situation. This is how it started. Head Trick finding the quicker shot on Dumao, and NPL just the blind spam to help Essential. Buy him a little bit of time for that flashbang to clear, and Legacy gets stopped cold.
As Head Trick peering on over down into the lower tunnels. First peeks up and unable to capitalize on the chance, so they have to deconstruct that boost and run back.
Yeah, had a great chance at it though. That was a pretty decent look for him for that. And getting the pick in the previous round would be huge. So Head Trick getting started very, very early on, being involved in the opening plays, the opening gambits from Bait's defense. It's nice to see. Sadson, you mentioned him as a player that, when he has a good game, can really pop off and make Legacy a completely different, dangerous level of dangerous. We'll see if he's going to be able to match Head Trick's motivation. Same defense, very far back, not wanting to mess with middle, not shifting anyone to CT spawn despite the CT spawn smoke being up. Maybe confident in the fact that they handled it so well in the last round that Legacy won't go back to it this early. And for the moment, they've got the right call because they've stalled Legacy out completely. Catwalk control, no presence elsewhere, no pressure being applied to the B bomb site. Everyone's stuck behind this smoke, and Legacy now are going to spread things out a little bit. They need to throw a distraction elsewhere, so they want to show another B split, and they're going to come back to Catwalk. "20 seconds.
Luck's about to come through, but Kenzizor, he could spoil this all. Letting it go by, but he's caught by the flash. They haven't detected him. Finally unleashes the bullets. It's going to be a double for Kenzizor, cutting them down and slowing that bomb away. With no time left, they can't recover this, and Kenzizor still getting his frag anyway. Legacy getting stalled out, and it does not look like today is going to be a one-sided streak because we end up seeing Bait actually get some of these gun rounds going early.
Yeah, really nice and really clean. And I mean, this one is just like the tactical victory, right? The timing on that smoke is just brutal. Great play from Kenzizor to get behind it and just have an easy spray down. Legacy might be a little frustrated with how these rounds have played out because they might be expecting fights a little bit earlier, someone challenging for space, but because of the nature of how passive this defense has been in, they're getting a lot of real estate early, but without finding any kills, without really having any information and challenging anything, they're not forcing any movement. So they're just attacking right into the bait setups.
Mid-door smoke being thrown out. Gonna feel like you've got more pressure on your shoulders if you're Lato to make plays like that, take some risks, take some fights. And with the solo AK-47, Lato's grabbed the opener on Head Trick.
I think he used that smoke as sort of a distraction. Head Trick sees it come in, and he kind of takes that moment of opportunity to go for the swing. Boy, does it work. Now they pick up the pace towards Catwalk early. They want to take advantage of the rotation, but not there yet.
Yeah, MPL holding on. Mowing them down. It's Alex666 to come in and help him out. But Sadsin all of a sudden getting another one on the AK-47, and we've got Nissim up against MPL all of a sudden in a 1v1. There's a full minute left to try and play this one if you're Nissim.
Yeah, he needs to pick up a rifle, though, only with that Deagle still. So going to step in towards CT spawn where he found this kill earlier, AK-47 in hand.
You know, the time left on the clock allows you to play the mind game a little bit at least.
And no armor is going to be the hard part for Nissim. So, yeah, he's got to be really careful about this one. It's got to be a very clean shot and fight against NPL, who's just playing tucked behind the stairs on short.
Yeah, by the time Nissim gets towards that bomb, he's not going to have many options whatsoever. You know, you've got MPL just blocking him off from accessing it. So it's got to be a kill here, and MPL is going to just take it. So no chance really there for Nissim. Wasn't ready for him on the stairway. And the tie game we've got here, 3-3.
That's a good setup round, though, right? Like, obviously a bummer that you get it close, but you're not able to convert in the 1v1 clutch. But, I mean, you get 4 kills, you've chipped away at the money, and that's one thing that, you know, Legacy haven't really been able to do a great job of in the 2 gun rounds that they've lost. So at least here, able to do some damage to the money buildup of Bait. So starting to set things up for a round win leading into an economic break for the CT side. We've got to move in towards the long K from Lato. Just to Mac 10, though. Here we go. It's going to be a timing hit, a little bit delayed, and the defense just falls back. This time it's a catwalk setup, and oh, Kenzazor takes out Nissim. Now controls the middle of the map. Man, Bait looks really good. They look like all the practice, all the games they've played against Legacy on this map, they know what's coming.
Here goes the flash out. Alex going into the swing. Luck's going to make sure that Alex eats dirt as they move up towards the bomb site. Legacy have everyone committed towards the site. They'll have the post-plant position set up for Sadzin already, but they have to get that plant going. And Head Trick, he's committed now. Oh, he's getting spammed down, used to that smoke as cover. Trying to get away. Lato going to take his teammates out of the question, though, and it's starting to get a little bit scary now for Bait's defense. That bomb's still yet to go down, but the fights are all going the way of Legacy. And Head Trick just nailing one before he goes down as well. It is the lead reclaimed by Legacy.
4 versus 5 conversion. I think they caught the one round where Bait decides not to go into that standard, more passive defaulty setup for the CT side. They get aggressive in towards lower. They get aggressive on short. And with all the free real estate at long, Legacy takes complete advantage with their pacing. Good job playing anti-flash, all 3 players along the wall, and using these smokes to line up some easy fights. Great spray down from Lux for a double kill. Legacy back to the winning ways, and now that economic setup in the previous round of getting 4 kills comes into effect. Not completely broken, but missing some of the bells and whistles. As Bait try and scrape together a bye. Legacy still in this fight. Good to see. Madden, the coach of Bait, getting involved. Well, Legacy's coach just kind of chilling at the moment.
Chucky.
Yeah, Chucky. Everything's going
name.
well. That is a great name. Murderous little doll.
Yeah, that's what he is.
Yeah.
I'm enjoying what I'm seeing so far from this match. I hope this.
Yeah, I am
up.
too. Especially on a map that we've seen the last 2 times have been complete blowouts.
Right.
I think looking at Bait, I'm like, man, you guys seem like you finally kind of figured out what you can do on this map to handle Legacy.
Let's see if they can keep that up.
Yeah, so in a couple situations, they've seemed to be a step or 2 ahead.
Dumao was talking about in his pre-game interview the fact that that Legacy have this ability to be creative in the mid-round and on the fly, make plays like this. As Lato going to be opening things up, great Molotov. Alex has to be ready for the fight. Lato may lose his jewel, but Dumao gets the double. And it's perfect for Legacy.
That's so sad, especially because it's perfect because they wanted to go to the B bomb site, right? This is they like these B splits, but you get those 2 kills.
Oh, he got the read as well.
Yeah, exactly. You get those 2 kills, and you're like, we still got a minute and 20 seconds with a 5-on-3. We don't have to do anything. Let's wait, and we can actually move to the A bomb site because those are likely the A defenders. And what an unfortunate timing to try and set up that boost as soon as the Molotov comes in. It's designed to ruin the day of one person. Legacy get the 2-for-1 special. And that hurts for so many reasons. Now the money really is painful. And you know, how aggressive does Legacy want to be? How cutthroat? Do you want to go for a hunt already? Like, your money's not great. You don't really want to lose more than maybe one rifle in this. But the value of taking out these last two would be insane. Especially if you believe there to be an AWP on the map. With Bait so entrenched at the B bomb site already in the plant, there doesn't seem to be any kind of motivation for that quite yet from Legacy. They'll be content with the 2-round lead.
Yes, the way that round is won gives you quite a bit of confidence if you're Legacy, and now Bait are definitely going to have to address the mid-door issue, because it's not just this round where Lato's found that space. He did it in the previous as well when he had the solo AK, and he just took that straight fight against Hetrick.
I mean, I think, you know, a boost like that in that kind of a situation is a reaction to how many times Legacy have thrown those mid to B smokes, even if it's just kind of a bait, pardon that. But, you know, that's kind of like them saying, of all the times they played them on Dust2, whether in officials or in practice, you know, you have to know Legacy enjoys bullying that mid. So they're trying to set up a counter to it or someone to be in position to be able to handle it in that eventuality. Just the way Legacy approached this scenario ruins everything. So you can see that idea is there for Bait. Just unfortunate timing and unfortunate, you know, round to call that kind of a situation, but there's no way they could have known. So first time out from the Bait side of things to talk over this defense, especially now that their money has been taken away from them. So getting some kind of a plan now that you have one M4 save from the previous round, one AWP save from the previous round, and how you want to utilize those pistols to set up these two rifles.
I mean, we posed the question, will Bait be able to keep up that competitive nature of the game? And like you see, could rip it away from them. It's a great start here. Again, Sadzin, a little bit of a different boost, just slightly off to the side, but Alex giving it a go on the AWP. Only manages one before being traded out by Nissim, who is staying committed to this lower fight. He sees the second player, you know, grab that chance for a double kill. So ends up being MPL and Essential left alone. This round really goes nowhere for Bait. We've got a 6-3 lead all of a sudden for Legacy.
Yeah, it's a bummer, but I like that Bait at least had an idea, right? They had a plan of something to do. It wasn't just like kind of set up in a default and let these kind of guns see what happens. And unfortunately goes the other direction. Good little boost from Sadzin. Oh, nice shot from Essential as Nissim pokes his head up, and now they pick up the pace towards Catwalk. At least one player at the B bomb site. They know regardless of where the second is, it's going to be a 3-on-1. The bummer for Legacy is because of that kill on Nissim, there's no way they go for a hunt again. You've already lost two players. You don't want to lose and risk more of your economy. So Essential and NPL, once again, should be able to get away with the M4 and AWP, which is great money benefit for Bait moving forward. But it does increase the lead to 6-3 now, as Legacy have regained a bit of momentum after that 3-round streak from the defense. Lado and Dumao having a great event thus far, the first 2 days of their stage 4-1. Lado 1.42 rating, Dumao 1.27 rating. And for having so many teams in the stage 1 where we've been like kind of, you know, the star players, the point man for these teams aren't showing up. Yeah. Legacy have their 2 stars really delivering for them, which is great.
And what stars they are, I mean, they really are the 2 that make this team very competitive. Without Dumao and Lato, you don't have a beating heart of Legacy. And obviously, the fact that you've got Lux as an in-game leader that's starting to perform, he can frag as well, which is really stylish to see. But your AWPer can be a little bit hit or miss, inconsistent, so it's so great to have just the 2 solid, usually consistent riflers inside of this Legacy squad. And I think we've seen it perfectly how it goes down in that round where they push through the mid doors and they catch the boost, because Lato is unable to, he creates the chaos, he makes things uncomfortable, he's unable to get a kill, but Dumao is so effective that he's just the second guy and he gets both kills.
Yeah.
They're just very good at playing off of one another. And Inferno on that B-ball, so I love watching them. They're just great players. Legacy's one of my favorite teams to watch at the moment.
I like it, Dinko. You're getting nerdy jacked up.
Yeah.
It's great.
Yeah.
Legacy has made fans of us all.
It's nice to have a team like that in stage 1.
Yeah, it's true. I don't know if we might not be seeing them in stage 1 of majors for very long, though. They seem like they're on quite a nice rise at the moment.
Enjoy your free trial. Well, we've got Lux taking a lot of damage, down to 50 HP.
And they're making they're not shy to make it known they're here on short, making plenty of footsteps for the spawn player. That's great utility dump though. If you're Legacy, you're loving this. 2 HE grenades and a Molotov just dropped on catwalk at the minute and 10-second mark. So that's a lot of resources the bomb site defense won't have later on, and because of that, they're going to pick up the pace.
"58 seconds. Doom out. Down in towards the elevator. Good position to maintain at the moment. Lato starting to encroach upon the defense, but Dumal going down. A Lux to follow, but look at that. Lato and Nissim still fighting on. Still keeping Legacy within a chance of this, but Bait one player up with 40 seconds left. Bomb being dropped is a massive problem here for Legacy. You can't sort of duck out and go back to that B bomb site. You've got to try and move forward, and that's the risk required for Sadzin, and it just doesn't work out. Yeah,
Sadzin is probably a little bit frustrated with how that round actually played out due to the smokes and just due to the way things were happening on the map. He never got a chance to really get involved. You have that 3-core group of players trying to attack into the bomb site, Lato, Dumao, and Lux. You have Sadzin with the op playing supportive, holding angles, trying to find that final player swinging up and down the ramp. Could never get a clean shot because of all the utility, and because they don't have any success at the A bomb site, Nissim doesn't have much to do on the lurk over in middle. Well defended from Bait. Back and forth with Gobe, and both teams have money. No team has been able to find that convincing round win to take away the economy. And it's Legacy this time to change up the idea. A lot of these last 4 or 5 rounds have been towards short, have been get catwalk and Xbox control, throw some utility, try and get out and challenge into the A bomb site. They started this with a couple rounds that were mid to B splits. Now going to line up once again for another split, but most of the force is coming through the B tunnels. It's Essential and Kenzazor to defend, and only one Molotov between them.
Essential waiting at the back of the platform. Every now and then, peeking his head up above that box. But eventually this fight is coming his way. And Legacy send the signs out. Oh, great utility. Essential still blinded, still effective. Goes up into the open. Again, trying to nip away with an extra kill. But he slowed this down. He stalled this out. And he still got help from his teammates. That push towards top middle has worked out very well from Alex666 on that flank. But we got Kenzazor and Carr obliterated by Nissim. And that B bomb site is wide open.
Yeah, Sadzin drops the bomb. He's got to be cautious about the flank. Alex had just poked his head up the stairs, but he actually falls all the way back. So shows the flank, makes a noise, wants Sadzin to be very cognizant of the fact, and wants his attention to be peeled away to a ghost that's no longer coming on the flank. All 3 Bait players coming through window and double doors. Double flash on the opper back in mid, that's head trick. If the riflers get nothing done, he saves the op, and actually they all start backing off. Okay, want nothing to do with it.
Okay, well this is given 7 rounds to Legacy. Bait just don't feel like they can win this 3v3. I guess when you look at the money on the 2 players that are dead, they don't have a whole lot, but the 3 players alive certainly had enough to go for it personally. But looking at the finances across the board, just playing the numbers here.
I think I would have thought they would have at least gone for a shot. Like, throw the flashbang, see if anyone comes into the open, see if you can get any picks, because they would have been able to have a pretty decent buy if Headtrick just fell back and saved the op. But a conservative decision to ensure that everyone can have all the toys as we go into the final round of the opening half. Not as dominant as some of the other Dust2s we've watched between these 2 teams. Bait keeping it competitive down the stretch.
Just looking to see if they can keep it going, see if they can hold on. A couple of frustrations starting to come through here, but let's see how the last round of this first half goes. Can Legacy exit this with an 8-4 lead? We got Lato going for that long peek with the AWP. Lux and him going to move out together and take some space in behind the blue bin.
Well, Bait's defense looks like it's primed to kind of handle middle. They want to find a lurker. They want to find a player on the weak side of the attack. Hoping to maybe trap Legacy playing a standard mid control, but now that they haven't seen that utility and all that noise and all that attention, getting a little bit curious because they're going to start pushing through the mid double doors. A risky move, in my opinion, but getting a lot of information based off of it. And Nissim is going to go down eventually. How many can he take with him?
Oh, everyone apparently, Jason. Let's see if he gets his gun out in time. No. Decides to throw a Molotov at him. I mean, it's an option. Not the most effective, but he does so well there in the tunnels to get 2 on that lower tunnels push.
You couldn't have asked for much more out of him in that situation.
There's a swing out from Alex, realizing a risk needed, needs some success, couldn't get the double. Does well to at least get one, but it's now on Hetrick to deliver some impact in this last round of the first half. If he can even get one, he can set up Essential for a 1v2. Hetrick hoping he can get a little bit more than that.
No
All of
flashbangs
Legacy
either.
still at long as that resmoke comes in for the CT cross.
Yeah, there's no utility to actually get them into the bomb site, but the support from Sadzin is perfect. Hedrick gets pulled into the peak, and now it's just Essential.
Yeah, 1v3 from short. They're moving in with a bomb. It's the last round of the half. He's got to go for it. He's going to change up that position. In fact, he's going all the way over towards B, going for the long way around. Since the bomb isn't planted yet.
I guess he's hoping and praying that they fell all the way back. I think his mindset was kind of like, they probably would have crossed by now, and I don't really have a chance to stop them with this smoke being up, so I might as well
you
go
can
test.
see as well Sai on the camera as well.
Yeah.
Not enjoying this moment. He knows stepping up to this 1v3 is going to end in defeat. Legacy have put themselves in a position to win 8-4 here in the half, and that is exactly what they will secure. A strong T-side once again from the Brazilians here on Dust2. They are looking to repeat history and win Dust2 once again against Bait. Welcome back to the StarLadder Budapest Major. We have got Legacy and Bait fighting for qualification into Stage 2. A 2-1 game, and right now it is Legacy leading the way on Dust2. I don't think that's surprising, Jason. We've seen Dust2 go down before. Legacy have dominated it in the past. Bait showed some fight, though, in that first half.
I was going to say, what is surprising is maybe the sense that Bait came in and it seemed in a lot of scenarios to be 1 or 2 steps ahead, at least in the early going. Legacy felt like maybe the playbook is so deep that they can they got around that very, very easily at the end of the day. But I liked what I saw to Bait in the first half, and I'm at least going to give them the fighter's chance here in this second to show us off a few more things that maybe they can exploit from all the experience playing against Legacy. Double door smoke and the catwalk molly to make sure nobody can swing wide, so scaling with the utility now up towards short. 1 player lurking tunnels, 1 player lurking long, and 3-man attack coming up catwalk as we speak.
Oh, the flash play. Alex is going to be blinded and pinned in the corner. There's no way you can get away from that. Great work from Dumao. Here comes the reaction from Bait, trying to accelerate things up through short.
Oh, I thought they were going to stop and turn back, but they are indeed coming all the way.
Yeah, staying committed to this. We've got Lux and Dumao out long. They've lost their teammate in the bomb site. They're trying to hold on, allow this rotation to come through. Dumao with another. He's still standing, but that bomb plant has come in. Bait will have a force buy, at least in the next round. But let's see if they can close out this 3v3.
Yeah, Nissim noticed that access from CT spawn is closed. Dumao's got to get something going, and coming up catwalk is the next best thing.
Yeah, Dumao at car sends his first shot whizzing past the head of Hetrick, and we've got Kenzisor racing down short, catching Nissim on that retake attempt. It's got to be Dumao to do everything, and look at that. Bomb is not planted for the 2 remaining Bait players. Now they know Dumao's not on the defusal, and the time is against him, but Dumao is killing everybody, and at least trying to bring everybody down with him, as Dumal will collect all 5 of the kills, but he's unable to win the round due to the defusal, and that'll end up being a round win for Bait, but some style points for Dumal.
Yeah, good shooting, but obviously an ace in a losing effort. I don't even know if that really counts as an ace at the end of the day.
Does,
statistically, he's going to get it.
It's all 5.
Statistically, he's going to get it.
I do like on the HUD, though. It gives you kind of the
ace of spades. It's nice. It is good.
Tech issue, though.
Tech issue, of course.
Dumal's like, where,
From the guy who got the ace.
Hey, guys.
He's like, this PC isn't really working.
It feels like I'm playing 1v5 right now.
Something's wrong. None of my teammates got kills that round.
Yeah. Dumal playing with a... All right, Nissim playing with a hoodie.
You almost give him the old Nitham?
Yeah, I give him a little Mike Tyson right there.
All right, Nitham.
Hey, Nitham. Hey, what's up, Nitham? Thank you for throwing me under the bus.
Yeah, I got you.
Good. The buff.
Round 14.
I'll remember that. This is stage 1, Jason. We've got 3 weeks.
Plenty more buses coming.
Buthers. This year, Buthin. Let's go. We've got Hetrick running out long, and Sadson having a little look towards top middle. Here's Dumal. It's all the way up top. He's got a great position early on here. Essential. He's going to be so mad.
Woo! There we go through the smoke.
Oh, no. He didn't actually walk towards him. As Alex is going to be his...
Oh,
what? How was Dumal got nothing from that?
Oh, he was Dumal. His eyes were bigger than his stomach there. That was a little bit too much. He wanted the multi-kill, so he swings out a little bit wide, thinking nobody's going to be looking in this direction. Could have been more patient, and that might have been the chance to win the round.
Senthiel, dead. Locked out first, and we got Bait having to play the 4v4, but they've got the better weapons here. Should be no problem.
Alec taking 666.
Yeah. Latzo, dead to Hetrick. So no problem for Bait at the moment. Going to start closing this gap, and that early buffer Legacy had, it's shrinking.
Well, unfortunately, they had the round-winning move and the round-winning play, right? Everything aligned to make that perfect. You kill the player dropping down from the T side. That gives Dumal like a little piece of movement to stay out of vision. He had one player dead to rights, wanted a double kill, which is the right play, the fair play. Just didn't really need to swing out to go find what else was coming. So yeah, lead is cut into 2. Bait getting started in the second half with the pistol. Very nice for them. That'll match the pistol round and conversion that Legacy got in the first half. So now we get to see how Alex is going to call once the guns come out for the defensive side. They still have a scout, still a Galil, still a MAC-10 on Nissim. Nothing too crazy, nothing too scary. But some elements of danger. You might see something aggressive with the MAC-10, for instance.
Over on the A stream.
Yes, sir.
We've got the Ninjas in pajamas taking on Fluxo.
How's that going?
Well, NIP are winning 12-5.
Okay, so it's going great for the Ninjas.
Yeah, going really well for the Ninjas. Not so good.
This is a qualification. That's a qualification game as well.
Oh yeah.
So Fluxo's on the verge. They're that 2-0 that might go 2-3.
It does feel like that.
NIP came into this. I heard people saying they were one of the worst teams at stage 1 of the major, and they're on the verge of qualifying, 1 map away from it.
Yeah, NIP do get a little bit of hate, Jason.
The game we saw from NIP, Snappy was fragging out. He had 130 ADR over a map and top fragging.
First 1v3 in over a year.
Okay, so NIP's picking things up. You gotta love that.
They're back, peaking at the right time.
Who's playing well in that game? I want to find out.
Snappy is the joint oldest player at the event.
Joint with
Kerrigan.
who? Kerrigan? That makes sense.
Boomers.
Well, careful now.
Hey, they're younger than you?
Probably.
Yeah, they are, I think.
I'm still more of a kid, though. Kaspersky is over there putting in work for NIP. 23-8. Not too shabby.
Kaspersky.
All right, well, Bait and Legacy just kind of chilling. Nothing's happened in these 30 seconds. We've been talking about a match on a different stream entirely.
Well, that's over now. Look at that.
Yeah, it was a good run.
Here's a good map. 13-5.
Way to go, NIP.
All right, finally, Nitham doing something. Here he goes into the tunnels. The push right towards Kenzazor, and he's dead. So give us a little bit of action. At least you know that B-bomb site's now very likely to be open. They'll move through, they'll confirm that. That bomb will go down, and the round will be done. And Legacy will finally have enough money to get a gun round going again.
Yeah. First in this second half, Sadzin's got 3,500, so he's going to have the AWP out in the field right out of the gate. Very first gun round. Dumao just looking to take a couple kills down the stretch, hoping more people challenge him. They don't have to. They can obviously just bail out, but let's see what Dumao can do. He can reload. That's nice.
It's got that capability, I suppose.
It's been a very chill round, hasn't it?
Way too chill, Jason. That's why I'm hoping the next gun round is going to be messy. Exciting.
Right. Opening kills well spread across both teams. Sadzin with the AWP obviously getting the better hand of everyone in the server with 3, but it makes sense the op is grabbing a few more than anything else. NPL goes down with the bomb. And we'll get into that first buy round between these two squads. The closest Dust2 we've seen these two teams play all year long. Got to be happy about that if you're Bait, putting work into this map, likely doing a lot of review of the games against Legacy on this map that you've lost in such heavy fashion. And now you're seeing the results of that work. 7-8, 1 round back, and still a chance to win this very much in the opening map of this qualification series.
Sadson going to be smoked out. Not going to have that vision up in towards top middle. They'll move their way down. Kenzie Zorn going to be at the Xbox. Begins his climb. Well, they've got that default control that they were looking for, which is taking short the Molotov around the corner to confirm it. Legacy showing any CT aggression whatsoever. They're just sitting back at the moment. Luck's down in CT spawn. He's got Lato out defending the B ramp. And a minute left in the clock.
Yeah, and that smoke on short will fade around the 50-second mark, and Sadzin's got another one. So I would imagine he's got the timing in his head of when he needs to be back at railing to replenish that smoke, or at least get eyes on it with the AWP. Another flash to activate Dumao in towards the long cave. Information being gathered. Legacy do not like sitting back on their heels.
There you go. Alex making his way through the doors. Lato and Lux. Well, the first couple, it's a strong hold from Legacy so far, and it doesn't look like Bait are going to unravel them because that flank comes in from Dumao. That is the bomb down the middle. And no matter what success Kentizor has here, it is not going to result in a round victory for Bait. Legacy will extend the lead up to 9-7.
And just like in the first half, the first gun round is very clean for the defensive side. All 5 players survive, so you've all of a sudden got put in a tough place where the CT side has a buy built up behind them already. Dumao is going to swing for the fight. He will go down, so flawless victory not obtained, but Lux will not fall, brought low, but gets the kill at the end, and Legacy keep nursing this 2-round lead. Lovely little crossfire set up in middle. One player tucked into the cubby to grab the first coming out, a player at the corner to swing on contact and grab an easy 2 opening kills and put a stop to that attack before it even begins. I think more than any other game that we've casted of Bait, I've seen the coach way more involved in these conversations during the timeout. And we've talked about it a bunch. Like we've talked about a bunch that Bait seems like one of those teams that is a little bit of brittle in terms of their mentality. Like when things get tough, they break down rather than kind of strengthen themselves, and they kind of fall out of games and get frustrated out of games.
Yeah.
So I like the fact that we're seeing Madden to actually be a little bit more vocal and be a little bit more involved and have a few more ideas and try and be involved more in the conversation to keep the emotions in check.
Especially when you add in the context of what you were saying before this game. You know, Alex coming into the team, new IGL has only been doing this for a couple of months, right? And then you also add in the fact that he's doing it out of necessity rather than, you know, him being an in-game leader.
Burning desire.
Yeah, exactly. So I think having your coach to lean on is obviously something that Bait will definitely enjoy.
Yeah, and I mean, it helps him as well. I mean, Alex has also said, "Oh, look at, dude, this is
wild from Dumao."
Yeah, but these are like the risks that make them such a tough team to play against because it's just happening at such a weird time. Oh, they line up. I couldn't have gone any better.
Oh, Dumao even gets a chance on a third player as well, and
Ooh,
Dumao gets away.
Oh, you get a clap. You get a clap for that one. Great decision making. I'm so happy he's made that call to just back away. He's done the damage. Don't give him a kill back, and you've just ruined everything they want to do. Because this is also part of it going into it, is that's also a risk taken in a round that comes out of a timeout. So you know in the back of their minds, Bait is thinking the strategy they called, what everyone's going to do, what their responsibility is. You know they're kind of hardcore focused on the tactic, and he just finds a gap in that focus to be able to punish them. And that's the double kill he wanted in round 2. He gets it a few rounds later.
Well done, Dumao. That just makes things so difficult for Bait to get a read on the game as well. When you're playing your default, and at any point you could just be getting flanked at long, getting paranoid about that for the rounds to come, even though Dumao is unlikely to make that play ever again throughout regulation. It's just the precedent has been set that that is possible. Once again, a round gets nowhere for Bait. Legacy are starting to really level up here, switching it up a gear, and Bait just don't really have the money to keep going. This is going to end up likely being 11-7, and we'll get one goodbye out of it again before Legacy are on that point.
Once they've switched over to the CT side, just been so dominant. Guns came out, and all of a sudden, Bait, they don't get that same feeling like we had in the first half, where they had a game plan that put them 1 step ahead, 2 steps ahead, like they knew I was coming. Now, this past gun round, especially with the way Dumao throws that spanner in the works, feels like they're getting a little bit disorganized now on this T side. So final timeout called to discuss things going into a save round. Once again, Madden being very vocal, very authoritative, trying to get these boys united around an idea that they can come back into this second half. It's like a young Edward.
Yeah, he's definitely mad. You can see that. He's not too happy about what's happening at the moment. Young Edward.
Do you see it? I see it.
I can definitely see it.
I get a little bit of Edward in that face, yeah.
Well, you know, pretty good to see a new Edward. We just bring Tuscan back, Jason. You know, then we see a big step up.
Sure.
Maybe a revolver, Jason, at the Major.
Oh, at the Major. Come on, Kenzie.
At the Major, we've got a revolver.
Come on, Kenzie.
Why have we got this?
Ah, dude, I'm into it. Sign me up.
Why has he got it equipped?
We saw this at Bucharest too. He was using it. We had the same kind of reaction, and he's got some ideas with it, right? Dude, just let it happen.
I vividly remember nothing happening with it. Actually,
he shot some with it.
Yeah, he shot a bullet out of it. I mean, it's around like this doesn't matter, right? I suppose, but it's still just
get this kill.
Crazy we're seeing it. All right, give it a go. Everyone's like, holy guys, he has a revolver.
Listen to how intimidating it is.
He definitely brings this out in practice, though, right?
For sure.
So they're like, oh, he's done it again. Kenzor's had his revolver moment.
You know, I might start using the revolver in my loadout because the deagle's useless anyways. So I might as well just give another shot at something else.
At least it sounds cool.
It does sound really cool.
You're walking around, bang.
I wanted to get this kill.
I think we all do. The revolver.
Oh, it's so close.
Well, that provided us with something to talk about in a round like this, and that's all you can really ask for. So thank you, Kenzor, as we get into 11-7. This is really it for Bait. They've got to start showing us something special. Otherwise, this map is going to go the way of Legacy. Yeah,
I feel like this next round probably from Alex and from Bait, and maybe even called by Madden in that timeout before the save, might be something a bit more aggressive. Especially if you're getting punished in a couple rounds and you've seen Dumao, he's been really motivated. We've seen 4 pushes in towards Cave. 2 of them have turned into flanks down around middle, and there's only been, what, like 6 or 7 rounds in this second half. So he's been quite active over at long. So I think if you're Bait, you might want to pick up the pacing and find a bit of a quicker timing to get your round started.
It's a good swing here from Nissan. Going to open up quite quickly here onto Essential. Lato on his walk down the bottom of the B ramp. It's Lux. A little bit of an off angle dealt with by Head Trick.
I think him falling off the box is what dropped him into the headshot.
Into the Head Trick. Now we've got Dumao getting cleared out. Kenzor. Really important frags being picked up here from Bait. All of a sudden this round was close. It's now no longer. It's a 4-2 lead on the player count. Here's the reaction from Nissan, realizing a risk is required. Does this play get them back into the round?
It very well could with the timing. Low HP on one player, Head Trick, who's just jumping up now. NPL's watching for this.
Oh,
beautiful shot from NPL.
Yeah, aware of that possibility. NPL, great work, great shots. And we're now looking at an 8-11 scoreline. Bait, really important that they win this round. Otherwise, it felt like the map was over.
Yeah, Sadzin's got to try and save this AWP. Crossing over to the B bomb site. Double doors is a danger point. Nobody peeking. Bait probably not. I don't know. You know it's the only the AWPer alive, so you could go for a hunt, but with the money it is, I think more likely they just, you know, stand their ground and are happy with the victory. So still a little bit of fight left in this Bait squad. No one's going home today. It's not the pressure of elimination in this particular matchup. It's the pressure of qualification, moving on to that stage 2 and getting ready for the next round of the Swiss system in the next stage.
Yeah, no one's going home in this game. But a little bit later on, we got FaZe, Red Canids.
I'm so down for it.
Let's see how that one goes.
So down for it.
Versus Gamer Legion. Imperial versus the Huns. Then we also have another progression game. NRG Fnatic.
Yeah, not the progression game you would have thought of coming into this, but here we are.
Maybe Fnatic. I just don't think.
I have Fnatic going through my pick'ems.
Yeah, I just think for NRG, playing with
the DAP stand-in situation just like kind of ruins any, because I was actually considering them when I saw them beat M80 in the best of 5 back at Philadelphia, and then the stand-in situation just kind of ruined my idea to take that sort of a gamble. Oh well, still playing pretty decent at least on day 1. We'll see if that can convert into the best of 3s. Dumao missing the entire mag, not managing to get away. Kenzazor lands a random stray bullet onto his dome through the smoke.
Well, a good start here for Bait.
Yo, Legacy got to be really careful in this round. If they end up losing this, look at the money. It's not pretty. So, I mean, at some point, if you're in a situation where a loss seems likely, it might be time to just stack up and gamble so that you can prioritize saving some weapons. Because if you get broken at 11-9, they get to 11-10 before you can buy again, like that's right back into the game. So at this point, there's got to be some level of priority placed for Legacy to preserve weapons for the next round so that they can maximize the number of rounds they get to fight for down the stretch.
Well, Bait maintaining the advantage. They're about to round the corner here at short as the smoke fades away. And the pack move up. The bomb just joining them. Nearly getting caught in the Xbox for that second kill. It's going to be tough to see them get back into this round, but maybe there's some way thanks to Sadzin's orb. Oh my god, crossing into the site. He's actually got away with a second. The sniper is silencing them. And he's still alive. 22 seconds. His teammate Lux goes down. The dink's now landing as Sadzin is the only player left. And he does well to at least keep his team in the fight for a moment, but the rest of his teammates unable to deliver the goods, and we now see Bait move up to 9.
Yeah, that's the problem. A couple of nice kills there, and yeah, maybe a little frustration. Probably feels like he should have had a third on that shot. Wasn't anything too crazy, but a tough sequence for him to manage a triple kill. But then also, yeah, you've got the 2 kills that let your teammates give them the freedom to get involved in the action, but they provide you nothing to give you the space in return. Nice shooting from Sadzin, but a loss at the end of the day, and they lose everything. Hero M4 picked up by the AWPer. He had plenty of money. And they're going to execute a push into the upper bomb site. This M4 looking to trade Lado with a USP who will likely swing wide. Zeus, oh, too slow on the draw.
Here's the push into the tunnels, just trying to overwhelm Essential. They'll do that effectively enough. Doesn't matter though, 11-10. Lato and Sadzin just going to try and hold on to the rifles, but Kenzazor's already up in T-spawn. Gets a chance to remove Lato, and actually a chance for both. His Sadzin is just out to that left side, so Kenzazor going to deal with that threat, dropping Sadzin, and the other rifle will fall as well. Zero mercy given on over. As Bait getting in position to potentially
steal the map away.
Take Dust2, which we just didn't really think was a possibility coming into this series.
Yeah, 13-3, 13-4, the scorelines of Legacy wins in the previous 2 series they've played. Dust2 in those series.
Yeah.
I mean, like, it's, yeah, this is lovely, but I mean, it comes down to that conversation we've had over the years of how hard it is to continually beat the same team on the same map, because they're always reviewing those demos and always picking them apart in detail of what they can do differently, and they're the ones who make the most changes. So Bait giving a lot of difficulty over to Legacy today.
Yeah, MPL crossing a little bit too early. That also, the mid-door smoke doesn't blew him all the way up, right? So there would have been a gap for Sadson to peer over regardless. So MPL going to be frustrated that he's the first death conceded. Here goes Kenzizor and Alex as they move up towards short.
Yeah, not a bad timing. Smoke might delay it, although there's a gap on that left side if they want to work their way through, and indeed they do. Okay,
oh,
Lux.
Yeah. Gonna move on it. Lux keeps his head down. His teammate racing back from CT spawn to get in a position to fight. That's Lado, but the rifle's gone. Great response here from Essential. Lux could burn. He's down to low HP. They're gonna run him down regardless. His teammate can't save him from the pit. And now they know there's a player in pit. You can see Kenzistor communicating that rapidly to his teammates. But Dumal's got to feel useless all the way back here. He can't get involved. He can't change the outcome of this. And it's gonna be a tied scoreline, 11-11.
You need to save and back off. Oh, it's not gonna happen. That's the AWP taken away.
Oh,
Bait all of a sudden, yeah, gotten really ruthless with it. Going aggressive peek onto the AWP. Now Nissim falls. Oh, baby. Bait have done it right at the tail end. Break the economy, close the scoreline, and now you tie it up at 11-11.
This goal feels so good as well from Madden, the coach, calling a timeout. And after that, they went on a streak of round wins.
4 rounds in a row. He's had to burn all 3 timeouts, so he doesn't get to be involved anymore unless Legacy call a timeout, which they do here because dire situation. It's a tough decision for Legacy. They're going to have to go down into a half buy.
And you know what's exciting about the rest of this series? We have Mirage up next, right? And that's a map we haven't seen yet.
That's the new map in the series.
So we have no idea what to expect there. And a real chance here. If Bait take Dust2 at winning the series 2-0, moving to stage 2 over Legacy. And again, you can see Madden actually making the most of the opponent's timeout. You can see still very, very vocal anytime he gets a chance to speak.
I mean, you know, it might be one of those things with the new IGL of Alex switching into it, this being his first major he's been the leader of the team at. Like, there is a certain element of maybe the coach feeling like he's not being authoritative enough or talking enough during these timeouts. Maybe he hasn't adjusted to him being the one who has to be the guy who always has to have an idea, taking some of that burden away from Alex so that he can help him out and give him a reprieve to focus on the game.
The MPL charge out the long corner. We've got Dumal on the flip side of the smoke. And look at the dink. Oh, MPL once again, the first victim of the round. Back to back, he's gone down first.
You got to imagine they pick up the pace towards the B bomb site, though. That's got to be the play from there. Nissim, good shot. You need to stall them out. Nice play, good utility.
Yeah, will they respect that? Looks like they will. They're going to let Alex make the next play.
Whoa!
Okay, Sadson needed that. Nails the headshot on Alex with a scout of all weapons, and they walk into the Nissim lineup.
Oh my God.
Oh, that is a round that just rips the heart out of the chest of Bait. That should have been theirs all day long, but some great shots coming in from Legacy.
No time to be frustrated, though. You have plenty of money if you're Bait. You get right back into the buy. Now you have to force overtime. You had everything set up to steal this win away, and you drop the ball against a half buy, against Pistols. A little bit of a dink gave Dumal the indication of what was coming. Nice shot from Kenzie, but Nissim does all the hard work. That is insane. Sadson gave him a little bit of a stutter step, had Alex on a string, and takes his face off for it.
Well, last round of regulation. 2 AKs fall into the hands of the Legacy defenders of Dumal and Nissim. Head trick searching for the opener. There's back-to-back rounds now. Bait have suffered the opening kill. Going against them in favor of Legacy. MPL definitely not wanting to be that first player to go down this time. Oh.
Well, thank God no one's there. Yeah, thank God no one's home. Well, as we all know, crunch time. Everyone gets conservative. Nobody wants to make the mistakes. Not seeing Legacy challenge anything. No fast plays from the Bait attack. Nobody peeking mid or playing behind double doors. Everyone is far back, waiting for the slow round, holding on to utility, and getting prepared for what's coming.
Good frag from Dumal. Really important that MPL is able to trade it out. Spamming down the car. Lux had just moved into the position. He's burning. He can't stand there any longer. Has to put himself slightly in the open, but there's a slight gap to the side of that smoke, the lower side of it. Oh, another molly. And Lux just not in the position to fight. His teammate's gone down, and MPL has been waiting round after round to finally get to play. And as soon as he does, he gets a 3K, and they will force overtime.
Oh, you gotta love that round if you're Bait. That worked out so well. Dumal can only go 1 for 1 in an exposed position. Lux could never get set up at the car. The double Molotov, a beautiful idea. Lux even knows what's coming. Aiming at the edge of the smoke, but 2 players coming through at the same time ruins his day. Lovely tenacity and determination from Bait to come back into this, especially the hiccup of losing a low buy at 11-11. A perfect recovery. 5 of the last 6 to force overtime.
A tech issue, unfortunately, to kick off OT. But you gotta love that if you're MPL. It's been having a good game, you know, frustrating last couple of rounds that. But coming in the last round of regulation, the difference maker. He was the man to trade out in Dumao, coming out long, and some great shots as he continued up into the site. So, all right, thumbs up or in. Hopefully that's a sign that we're getting right back into it. Freeze time has been canceled. We're ready to get going again. Here we go. Well, very different from the last time they played in Bucharest. It was a 13-3 win from Legacy on Dust2. Now we're here in overtime.
Yeah, and you'd wonder, I mean, you know, I think sometimes we think there's players get, you know, are thinking more about pressure than they actually are. But from our side, it seems like there should be some pressure if this were to be a loss. This is a map that Legacy's always relied upon winning in these series. But if it gets taken away from them, not ideal, because Bait has won both of the series despite losing Dust2.
Goes back to that point I mentioned earlier, though, Jason, the fact that Legacy have such a deep map pool. And so I'm not massively worried for them, but I'm just happy that the series gets competitive. It gets exciting, and I think Legacy still will be able to compete going into the second. So let's see how it all shakes out here. We have got Lato having to deal with the threat of Alex just walking that fade on the smoke, and it's a great opening move from the in-game leader of Bait. First time in 4 rounds they've had the opening kill here for Bait, at least from...
Yeah, nice luxury.
Yeah. Untraded as well.
So Nissim is going to be left alone to his own devices over at the B-bomb site. Dumao making a move in towards the long cave, playing behind the double doors while the short take is happening. He's gathering information, can hear the footsteps. Nissim's going to get all the love. 4 players coming in through the upper tunnels, 1 player lurking in middle. There's no support. Lux is going to have to take a huge risk to cross over and get to this B-bomb site.
Oh, Nissim fired his feet and fired up as he takes 2. Kansas or Essential, both victims of his rifle. A post-mortem kill, though, from Essential's flames. We've got Lux coming through the side of the smoke. Head trick successful on the sniper, but decides to go to the AK. 24 seconds. Bomb arrives at B. Plant secured, and Alex still in middle.
Interesting. Sadzin's playing this so slow, looking for this lurk, but will he clear deep into the cubby?
I think Dumao will get ever closer to the tunnels as well.
He has to let Dumao play first.
And Dumao needs to get a move on.
If Dumao gets this kill, Alex is going to have to move.
Taking his way out of the tunnels. Alex got the kill in mid, and that's a great kill from Dumao. He slips into the site. He runs it down. He taps that defuse. Pressure's on. Here comes Alex. Open the round now, looking to close it. Time is ticking on the fuse. And it's Alex with a sigh of relief as the headshot connects, and the in-game leader steps up for Bait.
Now it starts to feel really sketchy if you're Legacy, because if you lose this round with the way overtime money works, you start with 10,000. You invested in an AWP as well, which is an expensive weapon. You lose this next round as the CT side. Money's going to be hurting. It's going to be really painful for that 3rd round in OT. Nicely done from Nissim. He had that huge round with the 5-7 to put a stop to the B hit and the low buy they won at 11-11. He gets a double kill now standing in the flames, essentially in a 1 versus 4 at that bomb site. Still makes it work. He's playing very, very well, but Legacy still can't convert the round. They burned their overtime timeout. (13-12) in the favor of Bait.
We had Donna raising a good point in the interview ahead of this, saying that Legacy haven't had to play a European side yet at the Major. They played FlyQuest in the opener, Rare Adam, and then Red Canids. Bait their first European opposition.
Yeah, I mean, it is a very good point with you know, different styles, you know, in different regions. However, these 2 teams themselves, as we heard in those interviews, were just like, yeah, we practice against each other at boot camps as well. So these teams will know each other intimately.
That's why we're here in OT. We've got MPL making his way through the mid doors. It was Alex who made this play in the previous round, this time MPL.
Bomb has dropped all the way back outside of the B hole, so I'm assuming this is going to turn into a mid to B split. This time you've got 2 players committed to the B bomb site. Nissim going to be in the window. Lato, good peek, good kill. Oh, and the second. Nice shots in return from Kenzazor, and that opens the B bomb site.
Yeah, that's huge for Kenzazor. Great work. He's still alive, still kicking, and still causing problems because Legacy can't barrel through those smokes. They're letting Dumao make his move again. He's going into the lower tunnels. He flanked in the last round. He's doing it again. He's a bit quicker this time, though. The head trick has taken Lux out of this equation, and it really does fall on Dumao to step up and make the play because Sadzin's got to feel claustrophobic with his AWP. He's pinned back at CT, and a re-smoke's just come in, so Dumao's had to fight through it, and his teammate is now gone. So a tough round ahead of Dumao here, doing what he can through the sides of these smokes. Time is starting to tick. That fuse is burning away, and the flames enter the site. It's a little bit chaotic, but Kenzazor will continue to close out on a solid round individually from him.
Man, down the stretch of this game, Bait have just taken complete control. They were down 11-7 at one point, and they went 5 of the last 6 in regulation. Now they've won 2 here in overtime, so they're sitting at 7 of 8 rounds at the tail end of this map. A map in which it looked like Legacy, you know, some hiccups at the start, maybe a slow start for Legacy, but it really seemed like they grabbed control of this, you know, through a big chunk of the second half especially. What a great turnaround from Bait. Very impressive stuff on Dust2.
Yeah, they're going to be very happy with themselves if they close this one out.
Now you're missing utility, you're missing defuse kits, you've had to drop down to a scout for Sadzin if you're Legacy.
Trick trying to deal with that threat towards top middle. We got Essential blasting out Dumao, and Alex, great shot on the site defender. All of a sudden, it's a 5v3 with Bait in pole position to take map points on Dust2.
Bait never looked this good against some of the other teams that they played. Against the Huns, they didn't look this good. Lost to M80, but now against Legacy, it's their challenge. They've risen to the call. Qualification on the cards. Oh! Nice double from Lux, but it's not enough.
Yeah, Nissim charging his way back in. It's going to be a very tough, almost impossible scenario, and a head trick will confirm that it is. That AWP rings out. Another round added to the tally of Bait, and it is hard to see how they will lose Dust2 now. Smiles on their faces. It looked like Legacy had done enough in regulation. It felt like we were getting ready to talk about a Legacy win on the opening map. Let's remind everybody, played twice this year at Legacy, have failed to win a series against Bait. Dust2, though, has been all reliable.
Kenzazor's got 21 kills, NPL 20. Like this is just a phenomenal turn of events with the way they've kind of turned this game into their favor. 3 chances now to close it out. Legacy had 1 in regulation. Switching over to the CT side, let's see what Bait have to do. Double setup in middle. They know a lot of the pressure from Legacy have started with basic mid control, basic Xbox control, and then trying to bully the mid double doors to get a foothold. If they can deny that here, they take away a lot of options from Legacy.
The skirmish for the opening kill in and around those smokes, but it's about short, and Alex is going to drop 2 up blinded. NPL stepping up with a 3rd, and we've got Sadzin and Nissim left alone. Alex is really going for everything now. He wants to close this map out without any worries.
I can't believe he just tried to peek an op with a USP. That's insane. He's feeling it after the double kill blind. Thinks he can do no wrong. 4 on 2, and Bait back off of the middle of the map, back off of the pressure.
They put it all on Legacy to figure it out. Sadzin and Nissim. 30 seconds on the clock. Not looking likely that they're even going to find a foothold back into this 2v4. And they'll start to realize that now with such limited time, they've got to make their decision to go faster up through short. They got 2 smokes left. You can do that wall of smokes if you want, or you can just try and go contact and hope you can get past Alex, but he is not missing. He has been the death sentence to Legacy as Dust2 is about to close. It is Bait to take the opening map of this series. They are now 1 map win away from qualifying into Stage 2 of the Major here in Budapest. And it's looking good for the young Ukrainian side.
Yeah, that's what a crazy, crazy turn of events. I never expected it with how that was going. I mean, what, 8 of the last 9 rounds played go in the favor of Bait. That just completely reversed out of that last timeout from Matt. Long-range, one-on-one heads-up fights. I think that's going to lend itself to the Bait guys. Those are fights they're going to be very, very comfortable with. So, yeah, I'm worried that we're going to see a Legacy that's putting up a fight, but not anything significant. That's my biggest concern at the moment. Because I'm with you. I don't think the mentality is going to shatter in any sense. It's part of the reason why I like the Dumao interviews is because he is so focused on kind of like the emotional and mental side of it. When you speak with him privately, he's very much talking about how he handles different situations and how he views different situations. So I think the mental game is going to be solid. It's everything else that kind of scares me a little bit.
Executed towards the A bomb sites arrive. Utility put in place. It's going to be Hetrick coming out on top of the first engagement against Lato. Sadzin, a lot of targets, none of them being connected onto as Hetrick and Alex continue to move forward. That's 3 kills quickly for Bait into the pistol.
Yeah, and no real concern about what's coming next. Smokes are still up. The wall is just about to fade. The bomb's already planted. So there's nothing you can do in this retake. Beautiful job, beautiful opening kills, and the round's already cooked.
Ooh. Nice shot from
There you
Dumao.
go. Style points, baby. Style points.
Yeah, you'll at least get something out of this pistol.
Get your stats, baby.
Yeah, give it something to get excited about.
One more. Yeah,
Well,
you want
hit the
that. You
headshot.
want that. You want that. Chase it
Go
down.
on, Dumao. Yeah. At least something.
Now you got a free P250.
Oh,
okay,
yeah.
yeah.
Where was this? Earlier in the round. you know?
Lovely.
Well, piss around goes the way of Bait. So at least those extra kills might actually, give you a little bit of a better buy going into this. Maybe upgrade pistol here and there.
Yeah, it depends on what they want to do. Do they want to save in this second round? Do you want to go for that third round buy and have stronger weapons? Do you want to try and force out with these extra kills? Are you happy to just upgrade to that P250 and save some cash? Because remember, Dumao's still going to have armor. He's already got an armor and P250s. You could save up some money for a little bit later. You might even be able to squeak an op out early if you... Okay, they've gone for the investment. Kid on Nissim with the FAMAS. Scout on Sadzin. 5-7s otherwise on Lux, Lato, and Dumao. Excuse me, Lux has a P250. He's a gentleman and a scholar.
We'll see if it pays off. That little P250.
Little P250 that could.
These rounds can be pretty scary, and Bait know that. So they're taking the time, respecting it, trying to figure out what they're up against. Grenade's going to land towards Kensisor.
Pretty good.
Didn't communicate anything.
I wonder if Kenzie heard a sound cue over in ladder room. Dumao looked like he was going to climb up the ladders and kind of messed up the movement and started, communicating. So I'm curious if he feels like he made a sound cue that is going to ruin his position. Legacy moving in to set up a collapse on middle, a little bit of a trap. FAMAS holding Alex in from any kind of a peek. 5-7 running up along the wall. Good kill from Alex. He ended Dust2 on a tear. Gonna go down in a 1-for-1, but Nissim can get nothing done with the FAMAS. However, Lux, 2 more kills, and all of a sudden this is getting a little weird. Hetrick trapped in a 1v1 watching the flank.
Sadzin doing what he can with his scalp, but all of his teammates have gone down, so it does put him in a position where he must feel like it's impossible now.
That was the bomb that Lux was dueling against.
Yeah.
I can't believe Hetrick committed to chasing down that kill on the flank with the bomb on his back. That might have been the round over if he fell there, and he's at 9 HP. Very, very close. But Bait's going to squeak away with the victory. Sadzin will go down with the scout. 2-0, and then we have a legacy save.
Oh, knife. Yeah, we like that. Some style points. Kensisor some extra money too. And they're still going to celebrate Legacy. They get a couple of kills. There was a window of opportunity to win that round, but unable to take it or get through it. And Bait will go ahead and get a 2-0 start here on Mirage. Exactly what they've been hoping for. And obviously, winning out against the Force Buy should give them no problem in this third round as well.
Weep.
Love that.
Thank you for the cash.
And an upgrade too, like just...
Yeah, salvages the AK-47. A lovely little turnaround.
Quick slash. And we're going to see a 3-0 lead here for Bait. Continuing success into Mirage from Dust2.
Yeah, you've got the information. You've cleared out B tunnels. You know nobody's home, but that just puts the A guys on notice of saying, hey, they're coming to you. No one's even here early on. 1 kill for Sadzin, but taken down from behind. And yeah, an easy mop-up. So 3-0, but we get the gun rounds coming out. Sadzin will have the AWP in this 4th round coming up. And then all rifles will be around that. And we see what kind of a defense Legacy can actually mount. This is now, you have to be careful if you're Legacy to get a good start when these guns come out, because remember that run from Bait was like 9 of the last 10 rounds on Dust2 in their favor. And then all of a sudden you start out Mirage like 5-0. If you're Legacy, you're thinking back and you probably forgot the last round you won. You know, it's been so long ago.
I'm hoping that the Sads in AWP can start chiming in, because he's got that extra money left over in comparison to the rest of his teammates. Get that AWP out straight away into this buy round. Although if you're Bait, you're loving how much money you've got already on this T side. Yeah,
you really are. You're feeling good. That knife kill helps out, and obviously, you know, three round wins in a row, relatively clean as well. Yeah. Things are looking great for the start to Mirage for Bait. So if they build this up into some kind of snowball effect, Legacy's going to be hard-pressed to stop it. First gun round, very, very important. AWP in the hands of Sadzin. You got full utility. What you're missing is diffuse kits across the CT side and head armor. Great chip damage onto Essential, down to 44 HP. Fine nade work into the underpass. Bait have taken complete mid control. They've got a player positioned underneath the window. They can leave him here now. Mission accomplished. You've put up utility. You're showing Legacy that you have presence in middle, but everyone's actually slipped away. And while the smokes are still up, Legacy's going to be nervous about that mid presence, about where they're scaling and what they're getting prepared to attack. But during this time, Bait has reassembled in the B tunnels. And this will be the final play, right at Nissim. Dumao in ladder room can transition over to short to help out. But Nissim's got to provide something, and he's got no utility left.
Yeah, no friends that can get to him that quickly
and
either.
They want this smoke shows catwalk, so they want Dumao to be occupied at short while they attack B.
Yeah, it comes down to this fight though. Lux, with that kill at short, has removed Alex, and that really is the only threat coming up through catwalk. Can Nissim hold on? He's done very well to get one, and no longer is he alone. He's got his teammate Dumao, and a double rings out from his M4 out from short. It is Essential, who can't get anything done, and Dumao lets out a yell. That's a big shutdown from him from short.
That's the one kill you needed. Not only the short one, but Nissim getting that one frag takes away the kind of point of that attack and buys Dumao the extra time to wheel himself around towards short and get prepared for the follow-up fights. Works out perfectly for Legacy, and first gun round goes firmly in their favor. No issues whatsoever. But you just touched on all the money that Bait had built up in those first 3 rounds. Plenty of cash to come in for another rebuy, and some money left over as well. Very passive default spread, but with 2 players coming underpass, Alex is going to support them with some utility towards Khan to activate them up. He'll eventually just leave these 2 up to their own devices to be the mid-presence, pick up the bomb, and this will be an attempted split towards the A bomb site. A boost up into the window, into that smoke. Kenzazor will come through Khan. Him and NPL are just going to be nuisances that Legacy has to deal with, while the main strength of this attack comes from 2 ramp and 1 palace.
Oh, here comes Hetrick. Into the site. Could be MPL from window finding success. Essential continue to move out from Palace, but it's just the one as Satsin and Lato combine their powers together, but are right back into the fight again. Or Hetrick and MPL. It puts it all on Nissim. And he's coming in from B. They know he's the B bomb site player. That flash is missed. And he's coming out through connector. It's going to be almost impossible to get his way forward. That grenade lands towards him. He's slowed down, he's held at stairs, he's worried about jungle. For good reason, MPL currently is there. He'll sever off Hetrick's support for the time being, but then Hetrick just peeks out from default, drops him off the top of the stairway, And it will be another round going the way of Bates T side.
Damn, that's just so good. So many points of attack with that boost up in window, one coming con. You could see Lux gets caught like he defends against the con player, but turns to address NPL who kills his teammate, and you get shot from Palace. Just had so many four different points of attack for Bait in this round, and they trade so effectively coming up into the A bomb site. Legacy on the verge of being broken, which would be an absolute catastrophe. A must-win round for this defensive side. Lux and Doom out jump out the window to be aggressive with support of Sadzin in the window.
Yeah, there's mid-aggression. Let's see if Alex is able to handle it. They stop. They hold back for the time being. They're wanting to put more utility on Alex, and just as he was about to peek the corner, he gets flashed.
Okay, well, Sadzin picks one off, walking up the A ramp. That's a good kill from Lux, an open space fight. You still have NPL to worry about in the underpass.
Yeah, where the bomb is as well right now. You've got to go back and get that if you're Bait. It's looking unlikely they're going to find too much success here as Lato has another to the Legacy defensive hole, but NPL loving the fact he gets a lineup to find a round victory. Really needed that third, and Lato makes sure that it's a 3K from him instead.
Okay, holding on in the all-important round. Opening kills going the way. Sadzin with a nice pick. That's Bait, trying to get a little bit tricky, do something unexpected. They kind of got, I think, the round they wanted, the defense they wanted, right? A lot of resources, 3 players in middle for Legacy, while they were doing like kind of a dry contact play up A ramp. Just Sadzin shuts it down. Not entirely contact, but a good shot from Sadzin. That NPL double almost brings things back in favor, but unable to build too much after it. Legacy really need to get a grip of this game and actually rattle off a few in a row. Take the money away, which would be a victory here. It's exactly what that would accomplish. Sadzin again doing work at range.
A couple of great kills here from Sadzin out towards CT. It's going to be Alex dropping Lato. Bait still trying to find their way forward into the bomb site. Lux not going to make that easy. The bomb is loose on the ground, going in for a fight. He's not feeling comfortable about putting it down yet, as Alex is now alone. He's lost his teammate. It's a quick headshot on Lux, but it's still such a tough scenario for Alex here, trying to figure out all the information as to where they possibly could be, where that other player's gotten off to.
And in his mind, he can't actually plant the bomb because he knows Sadzin has been ticket and CT spawn this whole time, so he's kind of got to weigh that risk. So clears it out a little bit deep, looking for the follow-up peek. Nobody's home. Time to get the bomb planted, get that bonus money for your teammates. Alex has been on fire since the end of Dust2. He's got a real shot at this clutch.
Especially with the space they've given him, right?
Yep.
To plant the bomb, get over towards CT. They're actually giving him isolated fights right now as well. A tough one to land with just the head of Nissim showing, and he'll make sure to make the most of the opportunity. So Legacy now shrink their lead just down to 1. So really starting to come back into it now on Mirage.
Good patient play and good reposition from Sadzin in that clutch. I mean, Alex was so convinced the whole time that he was going to get pressure from CT spawn, which is why he feels motivated to be aggressive and take that headshot fight against the M4 at the very end. Tough fight to win, tough fight to hit, especially without head armor, but he knew he wanted to eliminate that and then address CT spawn after the fact. But Legacy have done it. They fought back in a very gutsy fashion to take the economy away from Bait and finally start getting into this CT side. They need to build up some cash in this round where they have a chance. Oh dear.
Yeah, that's a good shot from Headtrick. That's Lux removed. The P250's come out on top. It's Dumau waiting out with the rifle. Mowing down Headtrick.
It's nice to get that kill, but it still doesn't like give you,
no
still hasn't presented
created.
a new opportunity, right? You're still kind of, you still don't really have a good decision to make here.
Especially when Dumau immediately finds the trade. He shuts down any hole. Nice shot from Alex. Shot of the smoke. Nissim's gone. Let's see if Dumau can get another. Oh, that kill makes a difference, though. That really makes a difference. Dumau's down with 40 seconds on the clock. Still time for Bait to make this happen.
Too aggressive from Nissim, I think. You didn't need to get that aggressive around that smoke. Oh, and it doesn't get broken open. That might have been a good look, but they're almost coming right at this. Oh my God.
Oh my God, he's got a
He's won
chance.
it.
Oh, the barrel. Oh, they line up. He just can't get the second, but that kill surely has done this. The bomb is planted. Sadson already damaged. Is a long way off even getting back to the correct bomb site. So he's decided, I don't even want to throw my op into a risky spot. So I'm going to pick that up, gonna get away. And that is a wild round to lose if you're Legacy.
Yeah, I mean, this is the round that Legacy won, you know, right at the end of Dust2 to ensure that they would have overtime. Now Bait's done it right back to you just when you're about to get comfortable on the CT side and be pleased with a stretch of round wins, get some extra money behind you, completely turns on its head. And it's that small mistake. I think Nissim tucked back in the corner would have been just fine. Getting creeped up close, didn't have the view of the player coming through the smoke. Silly deaths to take, getting caught in a little bit of bloodthirst against the Pistols huddled under window, and boy, do Legacy get punished. Frustrated, perhaps with himself, and that scenario is Nissim. Round number 9. Legacy, no money behind this buy. They've answered the call when they've been in this situation before. Win this round to not get broken. But how many times can you do it? How many times in one half can you pull that off?
Hetrick and Alex. Oh, great openers hit from Bait. Devastating to the Legacy defense. It's gone. Completely destroyed within seconds of the round beginning, and Bait are just walking all over Legacy. I said coming into this map that I wasn't worried that Legacy would disappear entirely, but right now they're not here, Jason.
I mean, that's the kind of round that might have just won you the map, to be honest with you. Like, you're already a little bit frustrated if you're Legacy. We know they have a pretty strong mental game, but you have a setup that you've called to win against that exact round, against mid-presence, right? Now, you might have thought the mid-presence was going to be more passive, like still further back towards top mid, but 4 players getting 0 kills is a devastating turn of events. And now Bait, just filled with confidence. They know they've controlled the map. They know they can win in so many different places. They're not going to be shy about taking fights. And this is where Bait might just run you over. At the moment, it's all Kenzazor. 1 versus 5 gets 3 kills in Gladiator mode.
Yeah, he's loving that. That just feels like a little bit of deathmatch warm-up for him inside of middle. Shutting everybody down, no problem. And we've got Dumal left now, just carrying away, retreating with that MAC-10. And this is wild to see Bait. Just looking so good on this key side. And we'll see what the loss bonus, the leftover cash. We'll get another buy here for Legacy going in the next round, but not really showing us anything at the moment.
This is a lot of what, like, I know you just mentioned, like, we're not getting Legacy in the server. I think this is a lot of what I was mentioning, where, like, it's good seeing them still, they have ideas, right? They have setups, they have ideas of where they want to move in the mid-round, they have ideas of how they want to shift, but just not effective in any of these game plans. It's not a complete capitulation, but you can tell that they're just like kind of a step down and being able to fight back and actually putting a stop to what Bait want to do on the map. Bait just 6 rounds away from qualification to stage 2 of the major here in Budapest.
Essential. Moving to the end of the hallway. It's going to be Kenzazor coming out on top. Nissim to look up into the apartments, and Essential to fall.
That's what I mean, though. Like, look at how unafraid they are to challenge anything, come through any smoke.
And MPL, speaking of, coming through the B apartment smoke, and you know, having the gumption to go through a smoke might pay off for him here as well, because Nissim's really relying on that smoke to act as a blockade to prevent them from moving forward. It doesn't even matter, though, because Kenzazor inside of the connector has taken Nissim down, opened up that B bomb site, and with that kill, you can see how confident Bait are just to move forward and take all this space. The bomb will be planted, Legacy now coming in on the retake, but MPL's already got so much ground into the market. This position is so strong and results in another kill going the way of Bait.
Yeah, this map has Bait written all over it. Legacy getting worked.
Yeah, this series has Bait written all over it. It's going to be another one in 2025 in the official department going the way of Bait. This one's going to qualify them into the next stage of the major.
But this is the eternal frustration with Bait as well, is like, if you guys could just actually play this well against everyone you face up against.
Rise to the level of your opponent. Don't drop.
It is one of the qualities of teams on the rise that you can get really frustrated with. It's really frustrating to be part of that when you're a player or a coach as well, where you're a team who plays up or down to the level of your competition. And that really pisses you off. So
can we just have like some sort of consistent base level?
yes. It's about raising the floor at some point. Everyone always so focused on raising the ceiling, they forget to just get a baseline that you can play with on a consistent match-to-match basis.
Well, Legacy were competitive for the first few rounds here of this half, but it is anything. Oh my, Essential still gets frustrated.
My brother, you're up 5 rounds, 8-3.
He's still
My brother.
He's still very mad. Very passionate, shall we say. I think that's a good way to put it,
Yeah.
Jason. Passionate here at the Major.
I think we're going to get that little A-ramp that contact play, excuse me. A-ramp contact play as it looks like they're just around to turn the corner, and there goes Lado. Exactly what it was after the Molotov fades.
Oh, my
there it
God.
is. The fragging from Bait just turns into a bulldozer at some point.
Well, you got Doom out coming back out through the lower tunnels. MPL going to be caught out.
Kenzie's got a third.
Yeah, look, Dumal's going to die as well. Okay, nice and easy for Bait. No problems. They're just running at them.
Now it's capitulation.
Yeah, now it's complete and utter collapse for Legacy. Nowhere to be seen in this first half. Bait just dominating them, and are now looking like they are going to be the team to qualify in the Stage 2 of the StarLadder Major here in Budapest. Fantastic performance from Bait, and we wonder what Mirage would look like between the two teams. Right now we're getting a very one-sided, dominant performance from the Ukrainians. Well, looking like this second half could be very quick if we see a piss-around win from Bait Esports. 9-3 up as they now switch to the CT side of Mirage. That dominant streak at the end, Jason, was it 5 rounds on the T side there?
Yeah, right to close it out. I mean, much like Dust2, right, where they just routed off at the close, but this one had the exclamation point of that round number 9, that trap that was set up in middle by 4 players of Legacy, that Bait handles by getting all 4 kills clean, and that was the round, it feels like, where this turned from a game that Legacy was struggling to stay in to then a complete stomp from that point on. 3 players at the B bomb site for Bait. Kenzie's taken an aggressive stance, deep angle. Lado's already made his way over towards the kitchen. Nissim gonna step up. What does Kenzizor do after spotted?
Kenzizor to go down. And Hedrick playing off the back of the bench. Moving into the site, it's gonna be MPL to grab another one, this time from the market. Blocks the victim, Dumao, to move forward, and that's Hedrick to fall down, no issue. Alex has the kit, remember, bomb's not even planted, not yet anyway. They're just hopping out into the site, and those fights won by Legacy. They needed that pistol round, and at least they've picked it up.
Yeah, they absolutely did. I was surprised, actually, Bait just didn't try and keep the bomb was over at bench. They spotted a jump across. I thought they'd just kind of try and keep it trapped and make sure that Legacy had to come to them for the fights to get the bomb out or try and grab the bomb carrier on the crossover. But getting aggressive, can't blame them for that decision. and getting shut down. Now, yeah, I mean, with the way Legacy plays, they have a very similar, we said at the start of the series, similar kind of style in the sense that they like to be aggressive, they like to kind of look for fights, they like to bully you. They too can snowball into some critical mass of just fragging ability that you just stop being able to contain in any sense. They didn't get a chance to build up into that on the CT side. Let's see if they can do it when they get to dictate the action. Oh dear.
Oh dear indeed, but it's a good start, at least for Kenzizor, but it's treaded out immediately by Dumao.
Alex hears all these footsteps. He's calling his teammates over to the A bomb site, but no one's going to be able to help him.
No, he really needs something ridiculous to go his way. He ends up getting tagged through that smoke, finished off by Lato.
I think Lato's even spamming for the back boxes. He's just trying to slide through to get something tricky going on. So NPL gets smoked off. This round in control of Legacy. Sticking around, trying to get some cheeky kills through the smoke that would make a retake doable, but it's very pie in the sky hopes there. And Legacy will shut it down before any kind of retake can begin or even seem possible. They get up to 5, now within 4 rounds. But the first gun round will be very, very telling of how this is going to play out if we're going to get some kind of a comeback. NIP ended up winning the series against Fluxo over on the A stream.
Pretty consistent there as well. 2 13-5 map victories as well for NIP. They're going to be feeling very happy about the way they've been playing in Stage 1 of this competition. We'll see if that level of performance can keep up in Stage 2.
I bet NIP's throwing a party out in Stockholm, though. You return to the Major, you get to the next stage as well. It's been a hard, long road for NIP. Hard, long run for Snappy after all the success he found in ENCE to find a team and a lineup that he could actually get back to the Major with. So incredibly happy for him. Cool to see the Ninjas back advancing through the major stages.
Yeah, we'll see what they can do in Stage 2. For Legacy, shouldn't have too much resistance in a round like this. 9-6 shows the scoreline ringing out.
Say that again?
Yeah,
one more time.
A nice little deagle shot there from Essential. Is there anything else? Yes, there is. He's got another one in him. Essential going back for 3. There's one from Kenzizor, and I eat my words as they eat lead. It's now Satin left in the apartments. The AK alone versus 5. A round that should never have gone Bait's way, as Satin has to fight on, denied by Kenzizor, and Essential Deeking grabbing another round win for Bait.
Oh my God, that is incredible shooting from Essential. And he's so casual about it, not even cracking a smile after the fact. Just another day in the office, he has just wrecked Legacy. And these are two incredible, I mean, you think the round in middle in the previous half where they stopped that trap and now this one, those are not just great individual rounds, those are momentum stopping rounds. Those are map winning rounds.
Backbreaking here for Legacy. The response is heavy forces over towards B. You want to go back for a little taste of that Essential setup again? Well, good luck. He's looking very sharp. It's going to be some fake smokes being thrown out here from Nissim into the A bomb site. Going to try and adjust the players over at B, but Legacy are coming at this B bomb site. Alex seeing there's no one committing with this.
Yeah, they haven't bid on the fake whatsoever, have they?
No, they know. They know it's a B play. Kenzizor, MPL, shutting this one down. Essential gets nothing this time, but the rest of his teammates deliver. More than enough work being done by Bait. And Legacy shattered here on Mirage.
Yeah, I mean, it's cool, though. It's awesome for Bait. This is, I mean, you think you've beat them in the past 2 series. Legacy try and throw a little bit of confusion to change up the map veto to regain an advantage elsewhere. And you handle it. Not only on Dust2, which you'd lost 2 times previously, but now the new map that comes into play, Mirage, because they banned out Train instead, you wreck them on that as well. So Legacy, again, in this matchup, going to be scratching their heads thinking, what do we have to do? What's the trick to beating this Bait team?
Haven't figured it out yet. That means Legacy are going to have to suffer going to the 2-2 record down to the final day to try and progress into Stage 2 of the Major. A team that have had some great results recently, winning CAC, making it to the final of PGL Bucharest, coming into stage 1, the easiest stage in the major. Many predicted they might even go 3-0. But down to the final day it is for Legacy. Essential continue to hold on to B, going back out for more. No getting past them as Legacy just ripped apart. And series point picked up here for B.
Yeah, without any kind of an issue. And they're going to have 7 chances to close out this series and qualify to the next stage. Hard to imagine Legacy turning things around so comprehensively. They go on that kind of a run to force overtime here on Mirage. Bait have just put themselves in such a good position. Headtrick looking for that final kill, that little jiggle of the deagle. But it'll be Essential instead who picks it up. Lux falls last. And now 12-5.
Headtrick with Yorp. Everyone else on a rifle. And Legacy come to bear with 5 AK-47s. Let's see what they can do with it. The Brazilians need a massive comeback, and it's Headtrick to get things started with an opening kill. Kenzazor to follow up, and this map will end as it has gone all map long. Pure domination from Bait. They are going to stage 2 of this major in Budapest. It's just Lato remaining. Legacy will have to play on the final day. And Lato doing what he can in a round like this. But Bait just need to take a deep breath, and MPL, the man to close it out. Bait will move forward, they progress to the next stage here in Budapest. And they do it over Legacy, a team that they just seem to have the number of.
Yeah, they really do. That's a lovely performance. I love the way Dust2 ended with the way that Bait turned things around. I love the way Mirage played all the way through with the confidence from that Dust2 victory. They were not shy in any kind of a